All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 1 of Dormroom Diplomacy. My name is Jack Arnold. I'm here with my lovely friend, Matthew Nelson.
Hello.
And, today we're just going to be kind of outlining why are we making this show? Why should you listen to us? Why is this going to be a good podcast? All the important things. And hopefully, by the end of this, along with other topics, we can give you, the audience, as well as us, the creators of this podcast, a better idea of where this is going to be headed. So,
Exactly.
For starters, I'll give a brief introduction of myself. I'm currently studying at Loyola University Chicago. I'm an international business major on a pre-law track. Yes, I hate myself. I would like to go to law school. And my interests vary between, lifting weights, playing video games, talking about finance, kind of the whole shebang. I don't know if you want to give any introduction, Matthew.
Perfect. Yeah. As Jack introduced me, I'm Matthew Nelson. I am an undergraduate student at Iowa State pursuing a mechanical engineering degree. Yes, it's gonna suck, and no, I don't like math, but here we are. My interests kind of are pretty wide as well. I tend to get into pretty much anything technology and anything internet media and such. But outside of the evident things that an engineer would be into, I like the gym. I'm pretty much a foodie outside as well. And yeah, that's pretty much my introduction.
All right. And so I think what we want to do is, for the beginning part of this show, just kind of outline what our goals are for this show, kind of, where we see this going, the topics we're going to be covering, things we talk about. And ultimately what that will be is a lot of the things we're interested, like we previously mentioned. But we don't really plan to pigeonhole this show into any one genre or one topic of interest. We're certainly interested in talking a lot about like finance and business, politics and global news. But, a lot of podcasts are only focused on that. And I know we want to talk a lot about just general lifestyle and, like good food. You mentioned being a foodie. I would definitely have to say I'm a foodie as well. I'm sure we'll have many conversations on that. And so, like, while it's, doesn't make a whole lot of sense to say, oh, we're going to talk about everything. It really just will be the two friends here, just kind of talking it out. Whatever topics we find interesting, whatever we feel is worth sharing. We just feel that we have good enough conversations that we should try and share that.
Exactly.
So in terms of the broad goal, like I said, on the specific topics, can certainly expect a lot of the politics, the global news. We're both into finance, but also like technology news and just basic, current events and such. And really just trying to take all kinds of topics and just kind of create hopefully what is seen as an intellectual conversation. Try and present, all the viewpoints on a variety of topics and kind of dissect these topics and help us and all of our listeners to better understand all these things.
That sounds like a great plan.
So that's kicking it off then. Getting all the broad introductory stuff out of the way. You have had quite the change in life circumstance as of recent.
I have.
And I think we kind of want to talk about that a lot and kind of dissect that because we haven't really had a chance to talk too much about this new change of yours.
we've made an intentional thing not to talk about it until we got on here.
Hey,
so
it's all about that content, baby. All about that content.
It's all about that content. It's been crazy. It's an entirely different environment. Moving out and moving to college anytime, I assume, is a difficult scenario to be in. But the first time, I'll let you know, it's not easy. There's many different things that go through your head. I mean, it's just a whole different thing that you've never been exposed to your entire life. Not only have you never moved out, you've never, gone to college either. So, it's been fun though. All in all, stressful, but fun. Moving in terms of, getting your stuff here, I think personally that I overpacked, but that's just a personal thing. Others may think that it was just the right amount of stuff, but I don't think I'm of that camp. I don't believe that.
I would love to know who thinks that. I mean, I remember I actually showed my parents the pictures you sent me of 3 full cars to fit into of stuff to fit into your dorm room. Whereas I have a singular car plus 3 people in a very similarly sized dorm room.
Hey man, if you come here, you'll find that it all fits in a very, very nice manner. You see, it's very, very nice.
I love to hear it. I'm glad. The setup's what I'm jealous of. It's
actually pretty great.
That's what I'm jealous of.
Yeah, the setup's amazing. The podcasting and, just playing video games and stuff like that. I mean, it's great.
My setup is going to be taking quite the hit with my move. It's a little
I can imagine. Yeah, it is a little unfortunate. But getting into the moving, packing cars itself, as you've been doing, it's not a difficult task. Unless you're overpacking, which I think you are. I don't know if you have the space to be, it's probably a difficult task for you given how little space you have. But for me, it wasn't too hard.
Out today,
yeah, we're going to find out. But the more difficult part is the residence hall that I am so happily living in. And I can't say that with any sarcasm because I love this building. This building's great compared to all the other buildings on campus. It's the newest building that the college has actually built. So it's the newest res hall on campus. But man, I love being on the 7th floor. But I hate being on the 7th floor.
Yeah. Views. You like the views? You like
the views are great.
What's the good? Because I can imagine what the bad is.
So the good is that you're on the 7th floor. And we'll get into what I've seen so far these first couple of nights. But
oh boy.
There are some interesting people outside. And I'll be frank, sometimes when you're, down on the ground level, just walking around at like 1 or 2 in the morning, it can get a bit scary. There's some interesting people, nothing terrible, nothing bad, but, never being exposed to that type of environment in the past, it's just a different place to be. But being on the 7th floor, a definite benefit is that there's no one who wants to take the time to get up here.
Sure. I'm going to have to pause you right now. Throw a marker in here. My doorbell is being rang incessantly. It was the fucking dry cleaner.
The dry cleaners.
He can't lay the clothes down because it's a liability. Because if something got dirty and it's a really expensive shirt, and they just laid them on the ground. So they have to ring until the person shows up, and
God damn it! All right, well that's kind of funny.
It's all good. Anyways, back to where we were. Where we so rudely interrupted by Martin, the dry cleaner.
Yeah, I think I was just talking about being up on the seventh floor and the benefits and the the negatives. But
Oh, right,
yeah,
right.
being up on the seventh floor, you feel a little bit safer. At night, you just don't see people walking up and down the halls that don't like there are rarer, and we'll get into this also about the floors and the way that they're kind of made up, but
Hmm.
you don't see many people on my side of the floor walking around at night in the hours of like 2 a.m. that don't like live on the floor.
Okay, yeah.
S-
But I mean, I would imagine even with that, like the novelty of being at school is going to kind of wear off for people, and they're not going to want to wander into other people's dorms.
No,
It's
no, yeah,
probably a lot of
exactly.
exploring right now and just trying to
For
figure
sure.
out what things are like. Like, oh, what's it like in this dorm room?
Right,
So
right. It
yeah,
dropped off a lot last night.
that's good.
Because I mean, last night was the first day, or the first night preschool, so it was the first
Sure.
weeknight. Um, so yeah, it dropped off a fair amount, but I still did look out my window last night, and my window looks down over all the fraternities and sororities, and
Hmm.
people were still out there. They were
Oh
still
my
up and at it.
gosh. I don't know how much time you've been spending on social media, but my entire Instagram page is just sorority, sorority, sorority.
Oh yeah,
Just
yep.
these, and it's everyone pretending like, these girls have been their best friends for their entire lives when they've known them for maybe 3 to 5 days.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
Like, so
couple.
excited to spend the rest of my life with you. Like, sorry, what?
Yeah, I know. Um, Hey man, they feel connected to the sorority.
Hey, honestly, I like the idea of joining a fraternity, but I just don't really, envy getting trashed multiple times a week to
Right.
make my
Right.
feelings go away. But if I
Exactly.
can find one with a good group of guys, make some good friendships there.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see.
Um well, yeah, I mean, I think it's not a bad idea.
I just want to get trashed on my own terms.
Exactly. Well, yeah, we'll get back to my hall here for a moment.
Right, right.
Moving in, right?
Hmm.
You got dolly. They have dollies. We brought a dolly. They had big like rectangular carts that we could bring up.
Yeah,
It would fit in the elevators.
that's what I have to do.
Uh-huh. You know, it's a nice situation. I mean, it's pretty easy to bring stuff up and such.
How many trips did you take?
I think we took like 4 or 5
Okay.
trips. But I got to make this clear though. So to get up to my floor, obviously seventh floor, 14, flights of stairs to get up here. The stairs, at least when carrying heavy objects or really at all, aren't kind of an option that is very pleasant anytime. Um,
Why is that?
because who wants to carry a
Well, no, I mean,
60-pound computer up 14 flights
no,
of
I get
stairs?
I get the carrying stuff up, but you said like anytime.
Um, it, anytime. I mean, a lot of the time you just see a bunch of people walking up and down to get to the first, second, and third floors.
Yeah.
And it gets really crowded. If you can get past that, then yeah, you're good. But at that point, waiting for an elevator might be quicker. At that point, I think waiting for an elevator would be quicker, even though the elevators suck. Um, we'll get. That's what I'm
Everything
trying to get
sucks.
into.
Just
That's what I'm trying to get
the
into.
the means of transportation from the ground to your dorm
Yeah,
room are
exactly.
less than ideal.
Exactly. So the day we got here, the day before, like the morning that I left, I get this email from the RA on staff this day.
Mhm.
So our dorm, Joffrey, is on a different power grid than the other one,
Yeah.
than the other dorms. Um, and the only issue with that is that when Iowa State goes out of power, the university itself, we don't lose power. That's great. But when Ames is out of power, we lose power. So this building was out of power the morning we got here, morning before we got here, meaning that the elevators were not functioning.
Oh my goodness.
So, and on top of that, there were 2 elevators that are still out of operation because of mechanical issues, and they said that's going to take a while to fix. So,
oh my goodness, that's a mess.
We only have 2 operating elevators out of 4. Luckily, though, when I got here, by the time 5 hours had passed and I had made it up here, the power was back and we were able to use the elevators. So, but it's still a challenge. Moving in day, there are people actually operating the elevators. So you would be able to go all the way up and all the way down and all the way up and all the way down in one ride.
Yeah.
But now if you have to be on the ground floor at all and you call an elevator, you're going to have 6 other people that are going to 5 other floors. And you being on the 7th floor means that you are the last one to get anywhere. So that's kind of annoying.
Yeah, I would imagine. I didn't actually think about that aspect of it, but but honestly, who knows? You'll have to see once you get into the routine of your actual school schedule, going to classes and such, and everyone is on theirs, how much congestion there still is.
I'm very curious to know as well. Yeah. But the only other thing that sucks is that going down to do laundry and stuff. So you're on 7th floor, right? You got your stuff. You're getting in the elevator. You're going all the way down to the basement, right? Okay. So you might stop on floors 5 and 2 to pick up people to go down to to the ground level. But someone hailed it at the ground level, right? So those people are going to get out at ground, and the people at the ground are going to get in. All right. Yeah. You're going to go down to the basement. You're going to get, out. You're going to go do your stuff. You're going to get back in the car. You're going to go up to ground level, and then more people are going to get on, and then you're going to have to go all the way back up. And the worst one is when you're at ground level and the elevator's already programmed to go down to the basement, and you don't need to go down to the basement. So you get in, the elevator goes down to the basement. Okay. You sit there, you let people get in and out, you close the doors, and then you're instantly right back on the ground level because there's people wanting to go up. It's ridiculous.
I'm telling you, stairs, get those steps in.
I know. I'm considering it at this point. Sometimes I have considered it.
Make it a little exercise.
It sucks, man. Because these dorms, no. This isn't just 8 stories. This isn't just an 8-story building. These dorm rooms themselves are like, they're like 12 foot tall or 13 foot tall ceilings. So they're stacked that over 8 stories. It's a taller building than a normal 7-story building.
Yeah. Hey,
But
yeah, no, I can see it for sure. There's I forget. I'm going to butcher this because I don't know exactly, but I'm pretty sure it's like 22 floors. Is the largest. Hold on. I just want to look that up because I'm probably butchering it. But it's called the Mertz Hall, and it's where we all stayed for orientation. And it's just this. It just looks like a old, 80s, 90s office building, and it's just packed in there with dorm rooms. And I'm just very much glad that I did not have to stay in there, because it's just, imagine all the problems you're having, and then add 3 times the floors onto that, and it's like,
exactly.
Oh gosh, just not enjoyable.
And that's probably not like a new dorm room either.
Okay, not that. It's 19 stories.
Okay.
But yeah, that's where we stayed for our dorm. And I wasn't that high. I was actually on the 7th floor for orientation. And it's just like, the one thing I have seen, the allure that it does have is some of those people on those top floors. If you're facing either to the north or to the east, you have either a
Mhm.
really cool view of the lake or a
Yeah.
really cool view of the city skyline, which that is like, okay, that's pretty sweet. But if you get
Yeah.
if you get either other side, it is just
Yeah.
all the bad and none of the good.
Yeah. For sure. For sure.
So I'm pretty
But
happy with the or the building I ended up getting. It's got a dining hall on the first floor. It's only a 4-story building. The rooms are pretty decent sized. They're not the biggest, but they're definitely not the smallest. So we'll see. It's supposed to be the best dining hall on campus, though, and if it is,
well, that's good.
I will be very happy because it's just
Yeah, for sure.
on the way to
It's
class,
just a short
on my
jaunt
way
away.
out, right? Exactly.
Exactly.
For my no life 3 a.m. gaming sessions go down.
How late are your dining halls going to be open?
It won't be open then. I think they close at
Yeah.
10.
I think ours close at like 11. So
But I can go grab a meal, heat it up in the microwave later. Golden.
Mhm. Exactly. But yeah, I mean, moving in here, been great.
Yeah.
Besides the obvious complaints that I've made, those things suck. But we're gonna deal with
I
it.
was just curious on actually because I'm looking ahead in anticipation for my move in, which is Wednesday.
Right.
But the thing that I'm just concerned with is getting all the shit from my car into the dorm room.
Yeah.
And I mean, but I'm from what you make it sound like, it's just the roller carts and stuff. I don't know what your school's policy was on other furniture and stuff.
Right.
But for us at least, they're so unclear about it. They
Okay.
gave out a packing list to everyone, and
Yeah,
they were like, "Don't bring any furniture. You have included furniture in the dorms," which I mean is true in quotations. If you want to call the chair they give you furniture, that's a medieval torture device. The desk is serviceable. Okay, it's fine. It'll do just fine. It's hard to mess up a desk, but it's easy.
It really is.
But it's easy to mess up a chair.
Yes,
and so they said no furniture on that. But then when I looked into kind of the fine print and the details on the website, it was like, oh, just no big furniture, no sofas, no
big furniture,
big tables or anything like that. So,
well, here in our dorms,
yeah,
you can do pretty much anything you want.
See, that's nice. I mean, that's really how it should be. It's like if you can figure out how to make it work, as long as we don't have to, speaking from the school's point of view, as long as they don't have to manage the logistics of it at all, and as long as it's done by the student, then what's the big deal? So anyway,
right.
I'm bringing a coffee table and I'm bringing a chair, because no other place to put coffee stuff or other things in general.
Right.
And also, I would like to keep my spine intact for the remainder of my life. So there's some things I value slightly.
Yeah, good value for time. Good value for time there.
I kind of thought so. It's a
I
reasonable investment
agree
to make. But
I think so. Yeah,
we'll see what the whole process is like. It's just hopefully it's not too much of a mess.
I personally brought 3 large furniture pieces, like a coffee fridge table, and then 2 like large organizer things. So yeah, I brought quite a bit of stuff as well. The one thing then I'm sure they'll open up storage for you to put the pieces that you don't want away.
We'll see, because they've said, or what I saw on the website is no furniture can be removed from the dorm rooms by students or their families. So I would hope that I'll just talk to probably my RA about it and be like, hey, I have 2 chairs in here. Can I put this chair somewhere else? Like, come on. And
right.
Mine said it'll be fine.
Mine said a similar thing. Yeah, like you said, I don't think other people can take stuff, but like I got rid of my desk hutch last night and put it into storage. all was well with the world. So
It's
yeah.
like, oh, you bring your own chair. Ah, gosh, it's like, come on. What do you expect? It should be an
The
option.
amount of
They should, just give you a blank dorm with a bed. And then
Yeah.
if you want to bring your own desk or bring your own chair, then you can. And if you don't, then just ask for a university one. That makes it easier for
Right.
them. They don't have to fully, furnish everything. No, I get it. You can't ask everyone to bring their own chair and desk. Like, yes, I
Right.
understand that. And also, it's kind of a nightmare for them to manage. Okay, which room has a desk and which room doesn't? Which room has a chair?
Yeah, exactly.
But it is what it is. Like many systems, it's going to be imperfect. But
I mean, yeah.
win some, you lose some.
You win some, you lose some. Exactly. But it's funny. The amount of people that were walking down the halls last night with chairs to get rid of was actually comical.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, those university chairs are not ideal.
Yeah, I've got the same chair that you do.
Yeah.
It's not an ideal situation.
I've seen it in a lot of dorms. It's just a wooden chair with little pads on it, like little.
And then it rocks as well a little bit.
Oh, does it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh, it's just, yeah. No bueno.
No bueno. But talking about other people, we're gonna be not living alone anymore.
Yes, this is true. As is the usual college experience.
We have roommates.
The roommates.
Yeah, the roommates. Yeah, it's a different experience. It's something that you've never really had to deal with. It's interesting because there's this kind of, crossroads of a certain amount of, trust you have to have with each other.
Right.
Because, and like, I mean, you at some point you've got to get to the point where you just drop suspicion and you're just kind of trusting of each other, because frankly, living in these dorms, there is no privacy at all. Like the best privacy you're gonna get is when the other is out and at classes or doing something else out.
Yeah.
But clearly, I mean, I've had a different experience these past couple of days because no one had classes. Now, my opinion on this may change a little bit in the future. But not having classes and everyone just being around the dorms means you just have no privacy whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, it's just got to be weird regardless of how amazing your roommate can be. Like, it's just strange to all of a sudden be living with a person you've never met before, and you're now a integral part of each other's day-to-day lives, and it's
absolutely
just a large adjustment to make.
It's something, yeah, for sure.
Hey,
yeah.
Me and this guy I met a couple days ago. Yeah, we share a toilet now. It's kind of a big deal. It's like,
right, exactly, and that's for you. I mean, I share it with the entire floor. So,
God, that is, man, I can't.
Yeah,
remember.
that's a thing.
For me, it's four.
It's not
four
bad.
people to one bathroom, which is great.
It's not bad. It's really not bad.
Okay, well, that's good. You say
that. It's not that bad.
Fight at 1 a.m. in the morning because someone gets pissed off. I did have a very bad experience with shared bathrooms at orientation, because like I told you, we stayed in that big dorm, or that huge,
of course,
residence hall, and it has floor bathrooms. So it's 2 per floor because it's massive. I mean, it's not it's just a huge office building pretty much. There's 2 bathrooms per floor, and the whole floor shares those. And it probably equates to about the same amount of people per bathroom as is on your dorm floor. But the thing is just, gosh. And I would imagine that as the year goes on, everyone gets into their routines and you kind of figure this out. But we stayed overnight, and then everyone had to get up in the morning. And Oh man, we had to be there at 7. We had to be down to the dining hall at 7. And so at 6:50, every person's alarm in the entire thing goes off and everyone wants to take a shower. And dude, there was lines out the door in every bathroom in that building for just
Oh my God.
showers in the morning. And
Seriously?
yeah, and people were getting
That's
like upset
ridiculous.
with each other and all kinds of stuff. And so I just ended up throwing a hat on for the day, calling it a bad hair day, and getting after it.
What can you do? What can you do? I
Yeah,
mean,
man, it was
that's
It was a
ridiculous.
zoo. So I'm interested to see with my suite mates, the 4 people I have to share my bathroom with,
Mm-hmm.
who's a morning shower and who's a night shower. Because
Yeah.
I can't shower at night. It's not possible for me. So it's got to be in the morning. That's just kind of how I get woken up, refreshed, ready for the day. And so, we'll
yeah.
see. Hopefully I get lucky there.
I honestly think that the way that you have it would be a bit more inconvenient. In the res hall we're in, right? There is, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 showers, and I think 6 toilets. And they're all enclosed in stalls, like enclosed stalls.
Per floor, right?
No, there is 4 bathrooms per floor.
Okay.
Each of them have 6 of each.
Okay. Gotcha.
So on our side, on our house, there's 12 12 restrooms.
Okay.
So
yeah, that should be nice. I've seen my restroom, but I haven't like toured inside it. I'm pretty sure it's a couple toilets and a shower. So
yeah,
it could be really nice because, I'm the only morning shower, or it could be awful because everyone wants to do it in the morning. And so we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
See how things go.
Yeah.
But I'm interested to see how that all pans out. But anyways, kind of going back to obviously we talked about the uniqueness and the new experience of living with a stranger now. But how is your roommate?
Roommate's great.
What's his name again?
Donovan.
Okay.
So we've been we've been doing a lot of things together. Walking around campus, to going to the gym, to getting dinner at the different dining centers around the campus. It's just kind of been a fun experience.
Nice.
So I mean, no complaints here. It's just been fun, and I think we both enjoy being around each other. So it's been a really, really good situation, in my opinion, all things considered.
That's good.
So,
yeah, that'll be the big thing in this first week for me, is just kind of finding people to explore campus with and try new things and kind of all that.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
But yeah, it's really nice that you really like your roommate.
And the members on my floors, they are the people on my floor. They're interesting, but they're not. Everyone here at face value, at least, tends to be a nice human being. Everyone acts, seems, and feels nice. Now, we're all different people from different backgrounds, and some of their tendencies may not be things that I perhaps do on a regular basis, but
right. Well, yeah, I mean,
obviously
it's a much larger, group of people than you've really ever been exposed to on that level. But you also have to understand that everyone's trying to, put on a bit of a facade and create some illusion of friendliness, or, everyone their first week of college wants to meet new people and make new friends. And because for a lot of people,
exactly.
You're moving away from your pre-established friend group, and
exactly, and that sucks.
In the ocean.
Yeah, I mean, and that part of it kind of sucks too, moving away from everything you've ever known. But it's a whole new thing, is all I gotta say.
I'm sure.
But yeah, I mean, the people on my floor are great. My RA is very, very good. He's funny too. At our meeting last night, he explained some of the rules with memes, so that was great.
Yeah, I got the email from my RA last night about just different stuff. He sent a Google survey out to everyone.
Yeah.
So we'll see. It'll be interesting for sure.
My RA is really on it, and I really appreciate it. He is always got like whatever we're needing to know in an email out to us in a very timely manner. We'll see if that continues to be the
That's nice.
case, but I assume it will be. He's been doing a good job.
Nice.
So
I mean, that's an important part of everyone moving in, and because all these new students running around have no idea what the hell's going on. So
right. Communication
can,
towards
that can either really help or really hurt someone's
right.
experience.
For sure. Yeah, it's been good. It's been good. Getting up here's been good, and living here's been good. I'm very happy with the setup that I'm in.
Nice. So mostly positives then.
Mostly positives. We'll check back in the in the future in the next episode on how classes have been.
Right. I'm interested. I'm interested to see how that goes for you. Because probably by the time we record this next episode, I'll have moved in,
and I'll have been through a significant amount of classes.
So now it's syllabus week, and it's this is what we're gonna do in my class for this year.
Oh Lord, yeah.
And you're gonna have to deal with that, but hopefully you get enough of.
Hey
of a feel
man,
for it.
I haven't bought my books yet, so
don't buy books. Don't buy books.
I'm not going to, right? I haven't bought any of them, and I don't plan to. But the scramble I'm going to have to be in once I get to the classes and hear what the books are. Yeah.
I've been made aware of a plethora of very helpful software and getting all the materials I would need. And
we'll have to.
That being said, I've heard that some books I'm just going to need. It's kind of annoying, but even still, I'm going to rent them used because I do not need to spend any more of my money on books of all things.
Right. Broke college students already, right?
I guess
but yeah, we'll have to off screen perhaps talk about some of those sites that you have. Be curious to listen to that lecture.
A lot of teachers, you'd be surprised, just give you PDF versions and text versions.
Right.
I mean, obviously, I'm not saying go pirate your books. Not even what I was planning on doing, but I've heard from various group chats that a lot of teachers, just from like upperclassmen already, a lot of teachers like are pissed off themselves at kind of academia as a whole, and they just want to give their students kind of a buy with that. So a lot of them have PDF versions of the books, or just say you don't even need the textbook, just take notes.
Right. Exactly. And I think that's what a lot of my classes look like too. I only had like 1 or 2 required books on my book list. So
I haven't even.
But I want to get there and see if they actually are required.
I haven't even looked at what my supposedly required book list is.
Oh,
I have it. Like I can if I plug my student ID into our bookstore, it'll show me a list.
You can find it. Yeah.
Bro, that's too much effort. We're not to that step yet.
Yeah. What else here?
One thing I was curious about.
Go ahead.
With classes starting for you at least, because I know for me, one thing I really enjoy just about life, honestly, is kind of getting into kind of a daily routine and kind of a structure. What would you say your plan is, with classes starting today and moving forward on kind of, structuring out days? Do you like kind of having a routine, or do you like kind of living in the, just kind of living in the moment and taking things as they come?
I'm a bit of a middleman. I do like a little bit of a routine, but if something goes awry, it's not going to kill my day. I mean, my routine definitely will be just, making sure I hit the gym every day. That's important. Trying to do my best to talk to my girlfriend back home as much as possible. That'll hopefully, move into the daily routine. I need to start this routine and get, this established so that each and every day, I have something to back up on.
Sure.
And I think once because I'm a person that, it's very difficult to get me into a new routine. I don't just start things. I need to be I need to be motivated and dedicated to actually doing it.
Sure.
So that's really important as well. But yeah, getting that stuff kind of nailed down and on a regular, regular interval, will be important. But outside of that, like, not really. I mean, going to class on time, getting ready for class 20 minutes before.
Hey, well, big goals.
Big goals. I know, but
Yeah,
I mean, I
I'm
don't
sure
really.
you'll kind of fall into the routine of it
Yeah.
as you get used to things and get used to it all.
Mm-hmm.
Adjustment period, I guess.
I don't feel the necessity to like go to the dining hall every morning at 8 a.m. Before my classes.
Yeah, and I don't even, with me saying I love a good routine, it's not even like I don't structure my day out like that. What it is more for me is I really like just having a large list of things that I need to get done in that day, typically in a certain order. And so, just getting up, getting up earlier, eating some breakfast, getting to class, going to the gym in between class, and just kind of falling into that. Cause over this past summer, it's just been work. And when I'm not working, I'm either pretty much playing video games, going to the gym, or hanging out with friends. And there's no no routine to that, and it's kind of hard to find productivity and find motivation out of a routine like that because you don't have as much momentum each day.
Yeah, for sure.
So
For
that's something I'm definitely looking forward to is getting all the little things in check to kind of build that momentum and hopefully
getting
get a
productive,
little more productive. Yeah.
Exactly.
So I was curious, and because this is something I've kind of been thinking of. And more so just like not specifics for me yet, but just, the whole college experience. But what would you say is what you're kind of, obviously you're moved in now, starting classes. What are you most looking forward to now moving forward from having already moved in and gotten all that out of the way?
I'm looking forward to some of my classes. I think some of my classes are going to be really exciting for me at least. But I think just meeting new people, especially in the classes, is going to be really important. And then joining probably clubs at some point of some sort, some capacity. Not sure what that looks like yet, but probably pretty soon getting into the research and, application process of those different things. That's probably what I'm most looking forward to at the moment. So,
I would definitely have to agree. Just new people,
Yeah, exactly.
I have a few people that I still talk to, you included, my cousins, some other friends that I still talk to on a daily basis. But other than that, I'm pretty much ready to kind of move on, and meet a whole new group of people, develop some new friendships, and just meeting people in class, like you said, joining clubs as well. Something I'm super excited to do. I think that's a big part of, aside from the academic implications, the professional implications of college. Obviously, just meeting new people is such an important part of that experience. So that's definitely
for sure. I mean, it's gonna be and going out on these first couple of weeks, and just kind of, seeing people that are all around is kind of difficult because it's an interesting crowd of people that's out there right now. Nothing bad about them. Nothing, I don't know them. That's the point. But there is a certain, to some extent, stereotype perhaps about the people that are out at night, out there till 4 or 5 a.m. And while I don't mind those people, and those people could be amazing people to be around, I'm more excited to kind of meet the people in my major.
Sure. Well, yeah, and it makes sense, people that are like-minded to you, people that share similar interests, not that many people are masochistic enough to want to pursue an engineering degree.
Yeah. Thanks.
Hey,
It tells you a lot.
Trust me, law school will be the same thing.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I mean, there's like 3 of them. There's law school, med school, and engineering school.
Right. All the people who hate themselves in a healthy way.
Exactly. It's a healthy way. That's what we'll tell ourselves.
Something like that.
Something like that.
As long as we
Something
can convince
like
ourselves it's okay. Yeah, there's no problem. We don't need it's outside expertise. We don't need an outside opinion. Obviously, it's fine. It's all fine.
Yes, it is all fine. Mm-hmm.
All right.
But yeah, a couple more things, a couple last little things, a couple of stories. I've been here a while.
Sure.
Not that long. It's just my
I've been here a while.
My 6th day now living here.
So
crazy,
it's about
right?
time to start talking about the good old days, right?
Right, exactly.
Back in the good old days.
Remember that time?
move-in week of college? The distant past.
Exactly. But a couple things that have happened. As I've mentioned a little bit, the whole drinking culture and party culture on these first couple of days, kind of crazy. You walk around the streets at night, and you can't really blame anyone, because I'm also the one walking around the streets at night at 1 a.m. in the morning. I'm the one doing it as well. But there is a worryingly large amount of people still out, and worryingly large majority of them are intoxicated or in some way not functioning as normal human beings.
Hey man, it's that college experience.
And no disrespect to those people at all whatsoever. You go out and have your party time. It's just totally something different, right?
Right. Yeah. Well, when you have such a high concentration of young people,
yeah,
kind
exactly.
of either reaching or in the quote unquote, prime of their lives, like,
exactly.
It's bound to occur, is all I'll say.
Yesterday or Saturday, I think it was yesterday, but all the sorority and otherwise girls that were more of the social butterflies, perhaps the people that spent their time more out in fraternities and out in different areas of the campus and partying and such. There's this sort of tradition of sorts where the guys, essentially the fraternity guys and other guys, basically give out roses to all the girls all around the campus.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of funny for me, odd and funny for me to walk around the campus, and every left or right turn you see someone, multiple people carrying roses. And it's like, I know I just said, I've been here a while, but guys, it's been 6 days, 7 for some of you.
It's all about those first impressions. Hey, I plan on approaching this in the same way I approached my freshman year of high school. And
oh yeah,
it's
is that your plan?
Balls to the walls, and you just gotta make all those first impressions, because you're never gonna have another first week like that. Meet everyone you can, talk to everyone you can. I'll probably ask, 5 different girls if they want to marry me in the first week. I mean, you just, it's all about those impressions. Nah, but I mean, on a serious note, like, even in classes, and I mean, I plan on doing nothing my first week, but going around and meeting new people, because it's just so important to make those connections. And
right, exactly.
And I'll be glad I did. And, I don't have, I'm social enough person. I wouldn't say I'm super introverted. I really enjoy, talking to people and meeting new people. But for anyone, it's important to kind of establish those relationships. I mean, assuming all things go according to plan, I mean, these are going to be the people you're pretty much living with for the next 4 years.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And especially in this stage in your life, it's a lot of connections that can help you, obviously academically, professionally, but socially, and turn out to be
Mm-hmm.
really good friends for the rest of your life. So it's important
Totally.
to expose yourself to as many people as possible. Obviously,
Mm-hmm.
if you don't click with someone, you don't click with someone. You'll
Right.
find
Right. Right.
out who
Right.
the real friends are. You'll find out who's just faking it for the first week as time
Mm-hmm.
goes on, and hopefully develop a good group of people
For
that you
sure.
can rely on to get through school with.
And to clarify my statement there, I was more in reference to these specific people who are, how do I put this? Head over heels and extremely caught up in the moment, perhaps. And that's not a bad thing.
Hey, I
College is
think
college, and it's a fun experience. It's just as a not involved bystander, it's slightly comical to a certain extent.
I would imagine. Yeah, I mean, I can be completely honest. I made a fool of myself at orientation, just trying to, get out there and meet as many
Uh
people
huh.
as possible. Yeah, it's a
The
that's a whole
topic
nother
for the
can of
next one.
worms.
Topic for the next one. Topic for
Yeah,
the next one.
yeah, it was good stuff.
But yeah, I mean, and the last thing I wanted to talk about, and we're gonna have to get your opinion, but I'd like to, kind of throw mine out here real quick. But the gym, we spent a lot of time at the
The
gym
gym.
prior to us moving away together, and we were very privileged to be at a pretty nice gym in an environment where most people are motivated to get done with what they've set out to do.
I think I know where this is headed here.
Yeah, it's
A little bit
it's
of a
a
mess.
whole different experience. Yes, it's a little bit of a mess. It's a little bit of a mess.
Yeah, I can imagine. It's just honestly, if you went to Flex, the gym we've been going to, if you went there at like 10 p.m. on a Friday or Saturday night, then you would be you would see the exact same things as that I imagine you're seeing at the school gym, because it is just some Sarm Goblin 14-year-old kid going for
Yeah.
a one play bench PR with 10 other of his high school friends, and he hits it shaking. One leg is up in the air, a rib is sticking out of his chest. He's got one arm on the bar, the other one is, somewhere, God knows where, and
Yeah.
gets it up, arms shaking, and everyone just loses their shit. And it's like,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah. Exactly.
like, and here's the thing. I know that, we'll talk plenty about fitness on this podcast, and I'll get into all the other stuff later. But one thing I do want to say is I have no hate towards anyone starting out in the gym. If you're getting into the gym, you're getting after it, I respect you for that. And,
Exactly.
good for you. Like, please, I came from a very bad spot as well. And the gym saved me. So anything I say, I don't want it to come across as kind of condescending towards new people in the gym. Cause I know there's some people, people fucking gatekeep everything. There's people that
Exactly.
gatekeep the gym. It's like, no,
No.
that is not something you can do. Like, I want everyone to get into the gym and experience it. But the one thing that does bother me is when I see kids like that, they lift for like a couple months and their ego gets, blown to kingdom come. And then they feel like that they have, now become the main character in the story of the world, and need to make it their mission to be sure that everyone knows this. And so, that like super, go crazy every time, and, get hype every time. Like, sure, get excited about a PR and everything, but like, come on, let's be realistic here. So I can imagine what the school gym is like, especially at Iowa State. So I have no idea. The gym at Loyola is amazing, but that was without any people in it. So
Exactly.
I am interested to see once people get in there, because there's a lot of group chats, like, I'm in a group chat for my floor. I'm in a group chat for my orientation group, just like with a bunch of people. Everyone's been asking about the gym. Like, oh, is it going to be open this week? Like, can we go? Can we go? And I'm like, maybe I am gatekeeping the gym.
Yeah, maybe just slightly. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, no, I
might
agree
have
with
to
you.
become a morning.
Morning gym person.
God,
Oh no, that would be awful. But yeah, I mean, yeah, no, I agree with you. Everyone should at least try to get into the gym. It's not for everyone for sure, but for the people it is for, it's a very, very good, thing to be a part of. But
yeah, absolutely.
no, it's not that part that, gets annoying. It's and even the people going for a 1 rep, with a plate on there or something. I haven't really seen a ton of that. Like I've seen a little bit of it. But that wasn't really the main, issue and stuff. I mean, it gets annoying, but
Just
at Flex at least,
no one
at Flex at least
focused on stuff. Is that kind of more what you're getting at? Yeah.
Right, exactly. And at Flex, and here too, like it's you could look 2 benches down and there's someone benching 3 times your weight. It's sometimes it's kind of perspectivized, and hitting a 1 rep max is awesome. And I'm not saying that there's any discredit to that, but like when you get up and jump around, it's a little bit everyone starts looking, and it throws off the entire mood of the gym.
Right.
But no, the most annoying part for me is re-racking your weights and your plates after you've finished your exercise, after you finish your movement.
That's awful.
Dumbbells, it's not an issue. Dumbbells, people are at least somewhat intelligent, and they can put their dumbbells back on the rack. You don't see wild dumbbells out there, but the plates,
that's awful.
They just stay on the bars.
You got to have some respect for the equipment. It's like, if you're in a gym like that, I mean, both of our schools, nice gyms, D1, sports school gyms, like great equipment.
Right.
But you got to respect that stuff. Like, how can you just come into a gym like that and be like, oh yeah, I'm entitled to be able to do whatever the hell I want with this equipment. It's like,
right.
Like, have some respect. So
yeah, exactly.
And yeah, even going back to the, just the, I don't even know best way to describe it, but the environment you're kind of talking about. Like, I don't know. I think me personally, obviously, I have a preference towards, a bunch of people just head down, focused, getting their work done, not trying to one up each other or like, make it a competition. But everyone works out differently. Like, some people just get more excited about the little things, which, looking back on, like, I can't really be the judge of that. As long as you're in there getting work done and you're respectful to everyone else, then yeah, do whatever the hell you want. Like, as long as you're respecting the equipment and respecting everyone else's time and presence in the gym and kind of being mindful of that, then sure, whatever. If you want to scream and do all kinds of shit, then who am I to say that that's not a good way to work out? Everyone's got their own, own ways of doing things.
It's funny. Me and my roommate were, kind of communicating subtextually for a while in the gym about this guy. There's this guy doing T-bar rows with like 4 or 5 plates on it, right? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
the thing for me is I just can't wait, because in a gym like that with a bunch of dudes, ages 18 to 22, 23, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just a recipe for ego lifting and competition abound.
Exactly. And let me set the scene a little bit here. The gym we're in is in a huge building, right? It's in a like a massive building that has a football field in it.
Yeah.
And we're 3 stories up, right? And there's this track that goes around, and then the gym's kind of on this like area outside of the track. And this guy's doing these T-bar rows, and he has like 4 or 5 plates on, right? Every time he finishes a set, he drops the bar.
Oh my God.
And like, it's from high. Yeah. And I'm over here, and so we started off with a little bit of machine bench, and we were on another side of the gym, and I was there kind of doing my my reps, and I feel the floor shake, and I'm like, the fuck are you doing, man?
Yeah.
How can I hear or how can I feel the floor shake? I'm like literally like 50 feet away from you.
Yeah.
And then we get through like 4 other exercises, and the 2 guys are still there, just dropping the T-bar. And it's yeah. I mean, at that point, you might be damaging equipment. But
you know, if you're up there, if you're slamming down a good 7-8 plates on a deadlift, then, you know, great. You know, you've earned your pass to make the floor shake. But if the floor is shaking because, you know, you're dropping a T-bar row, it's like, come on, man. I'm telling you right now, loading up a T-bar row like that and just fucking motioning through the reps with your entire body is not hitting you anywhere useful. Me personally,
yeah.
I think the T-bar row is an awful exercise.
Yeah.
Just doesn't allow you to really hit
But
good points in the back, but that's a, you know, topic for something else.
yeah, exactly.
We'll get into into biomechanics
we'll get into
on another
it.
one.
We'll get into it for sure. Yeah. Yeah, the only other thing I had, the only other, you know, thing that happened, only other story I had that happened was there was so outside my window, my dorm room window, right?
Mhm.
Looking down on the building next to me. It's you know, it's a 5 or 6 story building. And one of the nights I kind of had just gotten up from playing video games and looked out my window, and when I look down, because the building's not too far away from me, I can see the door.
Mhm.
And I see just like hundreds of screaming people flooding out of the store. And like, because I hear it, because I got up because I heard people screaming, and I open up the window and I hear, you know, fire alarms going off. There was a fire already in a residence hall,
Hey,
a real
that's what I'm
fire,
talking
not like
about.
drunk people pulling the fire alarm because they're drunk. A real freaking fire happened already.
That's great. That's great. Hey, you gotta start out the year with a bang.
Exactly. But you know, there was videos of it all over Snapchat and stuff. So
Nice.
apparently, a whole couple floors got smoked out.
Oh my gosh. Huh.
But
What was the source of the fire? Do you know?
no one has figured that out yet.
Except for
yeah,
the person who started it.
exactly.
Yeah, keep
and
it
I'm sure he
real
wants to be
quiet
quiet about
for
that.
the,
Yeah.
You know, couple million in property damage, violate your
Probably is
housing
done. Yeah.
contract.
Oh yeah. Hmm. He probably should have got renter's insurance, but oops.
Right. Yeah. God damn it,
But
Mom! Why didn't we pay the $200 for renter's insurance?
it would have really helped in this situation.
Yeah, and she's like, "Why? Let's say hypothetically, on my 3rd day of being at school, I set a dorm on fire. Hypothetically.
Hypothetically, right? Yeah.
Let's say
what would be
if
our liability
that situation were to occur. Not saying it did, but let's say it did. You know, what are we talking here? We insured? You know, like what's the deal?
here? How much shit are we in here?
Something like that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, that's all I have.
I think that about sums it all up.
Yeah. In conclusion, it's been a good first few weeks for sure.
Yeah. So we'll check in next week once you've gone through
First
a
few
week of
days.
classes, and I have been moved in and I'm about to start classes. We'll get a whole new side of the story, hopefully. So I'm looking forward to that experience, and it should be good.
It should be good. Yeah. Yeah. Should be great. I'm looking forward to hearing it too.
Absolutely. So yeah, to wrap things up, hopefully, going forward, we will kind of give more of an idea of the different topics that we're going to cover and stuff. But essentially, it's really just going to be, friendly conversations, talking about what's going on in each other's lives, in the world, and just trying to, if it is a topic where, it applies, trying to kind of, break it down and hopefully present, multiple sides to the story and kind of intellectually dissect these topics, these controversies, whatever it may be, with a healthy dose of, like today's episode was, just bro to bro conversation, just the
Exactly.
classics. So
Exactly.
and we'll polish it up as we go on and just kind of see how things develop. So I definitely want to note that this should be going out on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Music. Possibly other platforms, but those are the big three for sure.
Absolutely.
I want to say, obviously, with our limited reach, this being the first episode, any kind of appreciation of the episode in the form of likes, subscribes, follows, whatever it may be. Hopefully, we're going to be putting clips up on Instagram. Kind of announcing stuff on Twitter. We should have socials soon to plug in the episodes. But anywhere you find the podcast, wherever you're listening to this, leaving a review really helps. Being sure to follow the podcast really helps. Obviously, we're just getting started. But that means, the little bits of support mean that much more.
Exactly.
So we do appreciate that. And hopefully, continue to have good discussions and kind of develop this into what we think it can really be. So that's going to wrap things up. Thank you again, everyone, for listening. This has been a Dormroom Diplomacy episode 1.
Until next time.
Until next time.